Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of our Wind Down Wednesday here at the Illinois Resource Center. Go ahead and grab something to drink, get cozy, and we will be back in about 30 seconds. All right, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. My apologies for last week. So last week it was Wednesday when that big ice storm rolled in, and I know it hit a lot of us up in the northern area of Illinois, and folks in Wisconsin too. And so it just wiped out a whole bunch of power lines, I guess, in my area. So we lost power about 40 minutes before I was supposed to go on. And I was trying to figure out if I could do it from my phone, and I just couldn't figure it out. So thank you for your patience there. But I'm glad to be back. Everything's up and running and working again. Hopefully, everybody stayed safe for that. Hopefully, it didn't knock out your power. It wasn't super long. Like, we didn't have to, throw everything out of our fridge or anything like that. So, thankfully we were good to go. But of course, my own kids at home were like, does this mean we don't have school tomorrow? I'm like, no, you're probably going to have school tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, so rocking and rolling, back in action, all of that good stuff. But y'all, it is now March 1st. We made it. Isn't this like the best feeling? I feel like, and I've told some of y'all this, like, I am not a nice person in the winter. Summer Carly, spring Carly is very, very different than wintertime Carly. Wish I could change that. I'm trying. I'm trying to do some different things, change up my routines a little bit, but winter is still just a really hard time for me. So when I woke up this morning, I was in a district this morning, and when I woke up and I saw that the calendar had switched, now it's March. We said goodbye to February. I was like, yes, one step closer. So I'm very, very excited. We've got spring break on the horizon now. Hopefully, I know the access testing window closed, right, for all of us here in Illinois, but I know some of us are still working through like the field testing and stuff like that. So that's just another good thing to like have kind of done, or at least almost done, hopefully, in your district. So it's the best feeling when we can send back those yellow DRC boxes and get them out of our spaces. That just feels so good. And yes, I know other testing is likely on the horizon for you. I know that we're talking about that at home for my own kids. So that's also coming down the pathway for us, I know. But let's go ahead and just enjoy and embrace this moment of celebrating a new month, new beginnings, more sunlight, more sunshine, all great things. Although I did hear that this Friday we are going to be getting another like bout of snow, which is terrible. But at least it's March snow. I feel like that just feels better. I don't know. At least for me, at least in my own brain. But anyway, very glad to have March ahead of us and spring break coming down the pipeline. That just feels good. It feels a little more like, all right, we got this. We got this. I'm feeling a little more optimistic these days. Anyway, so I wanted to share, sometimes I'll share like a good little Amazon find, but I did a quick search on my Amazon account because I was almost out of those little encouragement cards. And I'm trying to see if I have any that are like handy right by me. And I don't see any right here. I don't even know where I packed them up, y'all. But I shared in the past, like those encouragement cards. So if you type in Amazon to like in your browser, and you type in encouragement cards, like I got a few different sets. There was like a 300 pack for like $9. There was 100 packs for $5 or something like that. They're really cheap, really affordable, but they're like really tiny little cards They're super great to keep on hand for giving to students, giving to colleagues, giving to families of students that we serve. So I like to keep those on hand. But in the spirit of elevating languages, I was like, I want to find some of those type of encouragement cards in other languages. And I didn't have a whole lot of luck. I feel like I'm able to easier like locate Spanish language materials, but not always other languages. But I do want to share this find that I just got in. It took a little while. It wasn't like one of those prime finds, like you had to wait a little while. So that's the downside. But I got a pack of, I don't know how many of these little stickers. 61 pieces. That's very specific. 61 pieces. But take a look. These are just really nice little stickers, and they're in Spanish, and they have like beautiful messages. Si lo puedes soñar, lo puedes lograr. Disfruta de las cosas pequeñas. So I love these. These are just super, super nice. Piensa, cree, sueña y atrévete. I love it. Lo mejor está por venir. Isn't that nice? Just beautiful, uplifting messages. And again, I know a lot of us keep like little stickers on our laptops, on our water bottles, on our cell phone cases, and stuff like that. So this might be something to search up and order if you're interested. I don't even know if I still have the link. If I do, I'll try to find it and drop it into the comments. But if you are joining us today, please say hi in the comments. And if you're excited about March, like I am, please let me know too. I'm laughing. So I keep my hand is doing a little something today. I have broken this hand, I don't know how many times, probably 4 times, like legit. And I've also injured it many times that like it didn't break again. It just injured. But I was like probably 2 months ago, my dog agitated my hand really bad. And I don't even know what he did. We probably just bumped into each other. He's huge. He's like, I don't know, 100 something pounds. He's a Great Dane mix. But anyway, so he and I bumped into each other or something. I can't even remember, honestly. But I agitated my hand, and then it got better. And then last night, I was outside playing with my daughter. We were just throwing the football around in the front yard. And the way I caught the ball, I don't know what I did. Like I thought I just jammed my fingers, but I woke up in the middle of the night in awful pain. It's so funny because like your hand is so small, but it really hurt. It woke me up. So anyway, yeah, and I was in a district this morning, and my hand was numb. Like half of my hand was numb the entire presentation through, so I couldn't even hold the mic very well. So I got that going on. Yeah, it's just more fun. So these poor little fingers, I don't know what's happening. It's the metacarpal bones, I want to say. I might be wrong. I think that's the name of it. Because metatarsal is on your foot, right? Metatarsal. I remember that metatarsal toe. I think that's right. I think it's the foot bones. And I think these are metacarpals. I should look that up. I don't know. I first broke my hand when I was like 14. We were in a really bad car accident, and I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Oh my goodness. And then I fell forward, and I, was holding up my hand to brace myself for the fall, and ended up breaking a few bones in my hand. But anyway, I don't know how I got onto that. I don't know. You guys know me. I kind of go down little rabbit holes, really little tangents. Oh, and then the other thing I did this morning. So I've been getting more into like skincare, and I wish I could say it was like my own excitement over it, but really my daughter, she's 11. She, those memes that people post online, and it's like, if you ever wore these shoes back then, like in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, it's time for a night cream or something like that. So my children have found little things like that, and they're like, hey mom, did you listen to Backstreet Boys in the early 2000s? And I'm like, yeah, they're great. Do you want to hear their song? And they're like, no. It says here it's time for a night cream. I'm like, thanks. Got it. So yes, I have been needing some more, serums and moisturizers and stuff like that. So, and I like it. I like learning about it. I really need to fix. I've been getting just awful fine lines under my eyes. In the last few months, I've been noticing it. I think it's just because people have been saying like it's just extra dry. Your skin is extra dry. So anyway, I've got all these like oils and serums and moisturizers like on my counter, like on my vanity in my bathroom. And this morning I was getting ready to head out the door and I was straightening my hair. So I use hair oil to like as a heat protectant. So I grabbed my hair oil and it was a little early in the morning and I put my hair oil on my face. Yep. And then I put my face oil right in my hair today. So, that's fun. Do you guys ever have those mornings where you're like, you get to work and you realize like, I'm wearing two different shoes. Like the right shoe is brown and the left shoe is blue. It's navy blue. But in the darkness, like when you're getting dressed, like that looks pretty much the same. And I don't know if you're like me, like if you find a great pair of shoes that are comfortable and they fit well and you can stand on them for long periods of time, like I will buy them in multiple colors. So that has happened to me. I don't know. Are y'all the same? Has that ever happened to you? You use your hair oil on your face and your face oil on your hair and you head out for the day. Yeah. we're just rocking and rolling over here in the Spina house. But anyway, I was looking at some of those stickers I was showing you, and I was like, you know what? I am so bad. I always call myself like a hot mess express on days like this when I'm walking around with a numb hand and my oils are all off. But I saw this sticker and it's soy perfectamente imperfecta. I am perfectly imperfect. So when I saw this one, I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this little one because I need a quick little reminder. I don't have to have it all together all the time. I can walk around with my my oils all off. That's okay. I don't even have to call myself a hot mess express. I don't need to do that. That's not like a thing that makes me feel good, like calling myself names. So I don't really need to do that. I don't. I can just call myself a human being, and that's fine. I don't need to worry. I don't have to be perfect. So if you need that reminder today, you are perfectly imperfect, and that's wonderful and beautiful, and you don't need to change. You don't have to be perfect. Your lessons don't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Yeah, so that's where I'm living today. I'm not a hot mess express. No, sir, no, ma'am. I am perfectly imperfect, and that's great. That's great. Me and my numb hand are doing just fine. All right, you guys. So many good events happening. So many really cool events. This Friday, I'm super excited. I'm part of the AIMS network. I know IRC, we have sponsored some of the AIMS network events. So AIMS, if you are an educator or leader that serves middle school students, you need to be hooked up to AIMS. They are so it's AIMS, the Association for Illinois Middle Schools. Okay. But there is a great event this Friday. Again, depending on the weather, hopefully it's still going on. But anyway, I'm excited for that. That's this Friday. They're doing an exploratory summit, and they're pulling together. I don't know how many people are registered. It's going to be a great event. But we're all coming together, meeting in a middle school. We're all doing different sessions. I have a session on incorporating heritage language, even when we're monolingual. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then a few other districts happening this month. I'm super excited. I have a few virtual sessions for schools and districts, and then I'll be in several districts this month. So very, very excited for that. Looking forward to that a whole bunch. And then I'm also doing, if you are in your teachers union, if you're in the IEA, the Illinois Education Association, every year they do a large regional assembly. And that is going to be next Thursday, next week. So I'm really looking forward to that because I will be there. It's just so nice. Again, like I love in-person events. I love being able to like meet new people and learn from new people. So I'm super pumped for that, but I'm doing 2 sessions there and then driving to Springfield that night. I am attending my first Illinois Reading Council conference. So that is next week down in Springfield. So if you're going to that, I would love to connect and hang out. I've got a session on scaffolding up for reading with multilingual learners. So looking forward to that. So again, lots of really cool things on the horizon, but also spring break. Spring break is coming this month. And we can say it now. It's this month, right? Because it's March. That's wonderful. So if you are tuning in, I would love to hear what is something that you are just really excited about. It might be work related, might not be work related. What's something that you are looking forward to? I think when we're able to do that and just identify something to look forward that we're looking forward to, something that's on the calendar that's coming down the pipeline, that really does something to our brains. It helps us identify, like it gives us those like boosts of good chemicals in the brain that kind of gets released all over our bodies. So tell us something that you're looking forward to this month. It might be personal, it might be professional, but that's just fun to do. It's fun to reflect on those good things that bring us joy, bring us excitement, all of that. And in addition to all of those cool events, we also have the job fair, the IRC job fair. That is March 18th, and it's going to be in Oak Brook. So if you are an educator that is looking for a different district to work in, different learning environment, maybe you're looking for a bilingual position or a dual language position or an EL position, make sure you register. There's going to be a ton of districts there, and it's a great place to network, a great place to meet different folks, and also, again, potentially get some interviews in. So definitely recommend that. And I know I mentioned it a few times on here before, but like we're in demand, y'all, because of course we are, because we're EL specialists, like we're the best ever. But this is a good reminder to you. You do not like deserve to work in a place that you don't feel happy and supported. Like you have all of these other districts available. So check them out. But anyway, that is coming up March 18th. Next week on our live stream, on our Wind Down Wednesday, next week I want to do a deeper dive into interviewing and prepping and all of the kind of logistics that go into when you're looking for a job, what to ask, what to look for and listen for during the interview process, all of those things. So if you are in those shoes, please make sure you join us next week because that's going to be our topic. But tonight's topic, I'm just going to touch on this for just a few minutes because I don't want to do a big long one tonight because I'm tired. Even though it's March and I'm super excited, I know I'm still tired and I should probably go ice this. And I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll make an appointment or try to figure something out for my numb hand. Another story, right? All right, stay focused, Carly. My question that I wanted to ask y'all about tonight, what are certain rules that we've always had, that we've always used, that we've always followed? What are some rules that you like maybe wonder about? And I'm going to give this is a random example. But like in school, when we are working with young students and we're talking about like writing, what do we always make sure that our students are using? They're always writing with pencil. Always. And I get it, right? And I get it because we have erasers at our disposal and we can we can erase things and all of that. So that's great for math. Awesome. It can be great for other things. It's great for tracing and drawing and all of those things. However, I wonder if we're hyping up the pencil a little too much. I wonder if we're hyping up the pencil a little too much. I think everyone should be writing with something that brings them joy, that makes them excited to write. Like I feel like teachers, we're super picky about our pens. I'm a part of this fabulous community. The Teach Better team has a wonderful, large network, very, very big community. And I'm a Teach Better ambassador. So we have our own groups. We're on Voxer, we're on Facebook. We have all these chats going all the time. And we have had lots of really rich dialogue about pens. Like, what are our favorite pens? I love a good Flair pen. I love a good Flair pen. And I love, like, if we're talking about other things too, I was looking around to see if I had them here, but I do not. You know those Mr. Sketch markers? They're like my favorite for anchor charts. I love a Mr. Sketch marker, but they make skinny versions of them. Like they're super thin. I love the skinny Mr. Sketch markers. I love them. Like I will use them as pens. I love them so much. But when I am writing, if I'm taking notes, if I'm like on a call with a district and we're planning ahead for some professional learning, or if I'm attending a workshop and I'm learning from all the speakers that are there and I'm making all my notes, I am likely using either like a Flair pen or a skinny Mr. Sketch because it makes me excited to use it. And if we're talking about students, are they super jazzed to write with pencils? Maybe not. Like, why aren't we breaking out the Crayolas or the gel pens or whatever, especially if we have reluctant writers? Now, when we talk about multilingual learners, I know people will always say like, oh, writing is the last domain to develop. It's not. Like all of the language domains are always developing, right? Always, always, always. We don't wait to do writing until we cover all these other domains. Like all of the language domains are happening simultaneously, right? Okay. But if we're talking about students, and again, teachers will say this if they're serving multilingual learners, they're saying like our students are like hesitant to write. They're hesitant to write. They don't want to write. They don't like capturing all of these things. And I know, again, like outside of access testing, because again, we have to follow all the testing rules and stuff like that. But what if we just, that was the expectation. Find something you like to write with, and that's what you're going to use today. Why does it have to be a pencil? And even for math, yeah, I don't think we should be using pencils in math. And as someone who has broken her hand multiple times, it is actually very hard for me, like my fine motor skills in my writing hand. I'm right-handed. This is my right hand that I keep breaking. For me, that fine motor in my right hand is more limited than it used to. It's like pre-arthritic now because of all the times I've messed it up. It is hard for me to use a pencil to write an entire paragraph. Like my hand gets fatigued so much easier because I'm pushing down so much harder. So it is easier for me, like physically easier for me to use a pen to do all of my writing. Now, again, if I just need to jot something down super quick, it's no big deal. But like, you know how we have been having like this big push to talk about growth mindset and like mistakes help us grow and like mistakes are good for us and all of these things? Like that, I think to me is like more evidence. Like we should be using pen for everything. That's my like random little rule. I don't think we should use pencil. Maybe like early grades. I don't know. And again, I'm sure there's like lots of good reasons why to, I don't know. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm rambling. It's Wednesday night. It's getting late. But this is just one rule I feel like I've always wondered about. Like, why do we push the pencil so much? Why can't the kids use ballpoint pens? Like, especially again, if we're teaching that growth mindset, like it's good to make mistakes, leave your mistake on the page. Leave it there. And then draw an arrow and say, now I think this. That way it's all captured. And for students who are more reluctant to write, if they're starting to write and they've got their pencil, and somebody gives them a piece of feedback, whether it's the teacher, whether it's a peer, or maybe it's like a touch point in the middle of like, if you do writer's workshop, if it's that touch point where a teacher says like, hey y'all, I just noticed, as I was conferring over here with this student, like they use this and I just thought it was so cool. And I noticed that this student over there had a question over here. And so we started to talk and we came up with some really fun ideas to incorporate into our writing. How are you doing? Give yourself like a quick temperature check. All right, now let's hop back in. Sometimes after that midpoint check-in of your writer's workshop, again, if you use that model, you will see there will be some student in the room that takes their notebook and they flip over their pencil. And what do? They erase everything that they have. And we really want to avoid that. We really want students to keep all of their expression. We want to keep it captured. We don't want it, when it's gone, it's gone. When it's erased, it is erased. And then they try to write over it. So again, I would urge us to consider. I don't know that we need pencils anymore. I don't know. I think it's all pen or flare pen or fun pens or gel pens or whatever. That's my thing. That's a rule I think we don't really need anymore. I don't know. So if you have something like that, like you've always wondered about why we still do this or why we ever started doing this or how teaching has changed or how our students have changed over the years, I would love to hear your things. Like, or maybe that's one of those things that like a week from now you're coming up and somebody says something during a PD session, or your student might say something to you. Like, I think our new students, brand new to our district or our school or community or the country, I think our new students always have the best questions. Like, why do y'all do this? Why do y'all do this? And sometimes it's those good moments of like, I don't know. We've always done it this way, right? That's like the most dangerous phrase in in education. We've always done it this way. Anyway, so if you have something, again, maybe this is something that you'll come back to in a few days after a student says something, somebody asks a good question in your school, or maybe you have something now. Just, I would love to hear it. So leave that in the comments. But y'all, like I said, I am just wiped from this day and this week. And I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to wash all the oils that I have in my hair. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let my hand rest a little bit more. I'm gonna go ice my hand right now. And then I'm probably just I'm gonna maybe call it a day a little bit early and lay on the couch maybe. Maybe I won't go to bed right away. I'll lay on the couch and unwind a little bit. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's session. It's always fun just hanging out and talking with y'all. But again, remember next week we are going to be doing like a deeper dive on interviewing and looking for other jobs and other districts and stuff, because that job fair is coming up and I want y'all to feel prepared and ready for that. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.